Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. I'm late tonight, but it's okay. I've had some kind of day. Oh, don't let this, let me move over. You see that back there? Okay. I just need you to understand what's going on back there. Don't let this fool you. You know what I want to talk about? Well, this isn't working right here. Something isn't working. Let me see. Is that better? I think so. I don't see the flag. Okay, is that better? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not having a good adjustment right here. Let me move it this way. All right, listen. I want to talk about keeping hope alive. Keeping hope alive. Now I have to turn this off to get that shadow, and it's too late at night for me to want to do that. But I want to talk about keeping hope alive. So I went to a kid's performance today, and it just reminded me of how important it is right now for you to shelter your kids. It's not right yet for me. Okay. Shelter your kids. Isn't this good what I got on? This is a gift, a suit from a girlfriend of mine. Anyway, shelter your kids. See, when I was growing up, I was sheltered. I was sheltered. My parents sheltered us. And that's what your job is to do. In the midst of all this going on right now, I need you to shelter your kids. I watch kids tonight. They perform with all their heart and their soul and their might. They had in their minds what they had to say and how they had to stand, position themselves, how they had to dance, who had to introduce who, just everything. They had it all worked out. Dum, 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 dum. What they were going to say and how they were going to say it. And they were excited about it. The parents were just happy about it. And I was happy also. And I was thinking like, wow, these children have no clue of what is going on in the world, in the real world. And that is good. That is good. Keep them sheltered. Let me give you an example. So my parents kept me sheltered. So when I tell people that I thought I was an American and that I thought that black and white people, we got along and we worked together and they lived next door and they lived across the street. We had a mixed neighborhood and so forth and so on. I went bowling with my white friends and white kids in high school and played tennis and da 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 and dee da da. You know, white people da 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 da. You know, sheltered. The same thing with Melinda Logan Clark. Melinda Clark Logan. Anyway, my classmate. She said she was sheltered and that black parents in the South sheltered their kids. They had cars. They drove their kids places they need to go. They had Jack and Jill, the Boule. They had all the things that they had houses in Atlanta. In Atlanta, Georgia, there are houses with basements so big that people had their balls with I think the Sigmas especially. I think Mr. Robinson was a Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma. And the Sigmas, I know they had places to go. They didn't have to worry about going downtown. See, it was a time when you couldn't go to the hotels. And we almost needed to go. We made a lot of hotels rich. Divine Nine, you heard me say that. But back in the day in Atlanta, I'm just talking about Atlanta, Mr. J.W. Robinson, the late J.W. Robinson, and his son that passed away also. His another son left. I don't know why I can't think of his name. But anyway, they built homes, and in the homes they had huge basements. And so they decorated it, and they had events there. And so the kids grew up with all that. And I think a swimming pool was built for somebody so Dr. King could swim in somebody's swimming pool. He didn't have to worry about going to somebody's white swimming pool and being thrown out of it. See, they did that. They supplied like Jesus and God supplies all your needs. That's what they did, and that's what we used to do. We used to supply all our needs. See, these children are just enjoying themselves. They had a ball today, and I thought about we still need to take care of our kids. They still need to know all that's going on in Washington. They don't need to see you frown about any of it. They need to go on and have some kind of child life. I had a child life. I don't like that up there in the corner, but I just don't want to, I don't want to stop now because I'm on a roll. I had a child life. I had a great childhood. We went to the library all the time. And I found out that black kids didn't go to the library. They didn't have a library to go to. They had a black and white library, or they couldn't go to the library. I'm talking about my age group when it was really bad before integration in the South. So the library was a given, not knowing that. Did I go to the library? I went to well, the libraries had white people in them, so it wasn't that. I don't know, but I'm saying that I don't know what, because I was sheltered, and I look at how we're shelter your kids, make sure that they have a childhood that they remember, that they can smile about and find out later. Wow, my parents made sure. Well, my parents, you could say everybody was starving. Oh, I didn't know there was people were starving. Oh, I didn't know people were starving, because you made sure that kid, they didn't know anything about starvation, and yet they didn't know that they were having mashed potatoes every day with bread. Of course, they were full every day. They went to bed. They didn't have an empty stomach. They didn't know it was mashed potatoes every day. You see, you do that kind of protection. It's up to us to protect our children. We must protect the children right now. I saw those kids. They were so happy just to get their twirl in. Or be able to stand there and say what they need to say. They were proud of that. And so I wanted to just come on here and say a word about protecting our kids. Protecting our children. Because I can look back on my childhood and think about what a great childhood I had. And my childhood, and my childhood may not have been as great as my mom's childhood, because they only had one black high school in Gary, Indiana, which was Roosevelt High School. Like they had one in Atlanta, Washington High School. They had one in Gary, Indiana, Washington High School, Roosevelt High School. And by the time I came along, all that was changed. You see? But they still had some schools that were predominantly white out in the Dunes area. And you went to Dunes State Park because you went to the beach. I didn't know everybody didn't go to the beach. I thought everybody went to the beach. I didn't know everybody didn't go to the library. I thought everybody went to the library. You see, because my mother and father protected me. I didn't know everybody didn't take summer vacations, because we took summer vacations. You see how you can just grow up with things that the parents say, this is the culture, this is the training, this is the understanding that my child is going to have. Because my mother didn't have that same scenario, because she came out of Mississippi when she was 3, so she didn't know. But by the time they got to Gary and got to wherever they need to go, my grandfather could read and write, and they said, and do arithmetic. Get my elements right here. You see, we have to protect our children. Take time and teach them things that you want them to know about the culture. Don't whitewash it. Make it black. If it's black, make it black. I watch tonight some kids. I see where it gets started. I see where the FAMU band comes from, Washington High band, Morris Brown band. Do you remember the band? Baby. Remember the first time I saw Fisk? Oh, was it Fisk? That came out real fast? That's Fisk, isn't it? Just to run out. That's FAMU. Anyway, I was like, oh my goodness. They started types learning how to do all that. That's our culture. Don't switch it up. Let them have it. Let them enjoy whatever that is, but keep up with them. Don't have them walking up and down the streets. Have some kind of tag team that picks your child up. I don't like to see our kids walking up and down the streets at night trying to get home from night school and all the extra stuff they're doing. I'm leery about that. That's not protecting the kid. Don't you get so that you think, oh, we still in America, because this is a new America on the horizon. This ain't the same America you had. And that's why I need you to protect the kids. I need you to know where your children are. And those who are just learning to drive, you need to give them some driving restrictions. Now that crew, you might have to unprotect for a minute and be real straight up with them. Straight up, just straight up, black and white. I need you to get home. See, when we leave home every day, black folk have to, you leave home, that don't mean you're going to get back home. And now that could be anybody in terms of a bullet or a crash. That doesn't have a race, color, or creed. I got that. But in the meantime, in between time, none of that notwithstanding, we still need to have that extra talk with our kids of that age range. But the little tykes of 6th and 7th grade, 4th and 5th grade, they need to have some joy. They need to have that, let that ambition be whatever that is. We need to carry them, make sure they see things that they need to see under your guidance, under your supervision, where you can watch them, where you can explain it to them. And then you bring them back home, give them a bath and put them to bed. Let them have some joy while you and your partner, your husband, your wife, your family sit up and figure out what's the exit move, what we need to do to keep the protect. Don't let the children know, because they can smell like a puppy, a dog, a cat. Animals can smell when stuff not right. Kids do too. They pick up on it. They pick up on it and say, "Mama don't look right. Mama, something going on between them. He don't look at her like he used to look at her. She don't look at him like he." Kids pick up on that. Protect the children. This whole time I'm talking to you tonight, I'm talking to you about protecting your children. Protect your grandchildren. Hold them close. Hold them closer than close. Pay attention. School is going to be we had our fall break. It's time for fall breaks. Pay attention. Where they go on fall break? Take them somewhere. Show them some things. And bring them on back home. As you and the adults figure out the rest of this. Because every day is something. If you think, why would you think that 45 and 47 would not go after his enemies? He told everybody he was going to do that. And y'all surprised that he's doing it? And everything he said he was going to do, he is going to do. And that's why I told you, he needs to go and do what he's going to do. You can't stop none of that. You need to do what I tell you to take care of. Your four walls. Because you know what's coming. You read 2025. If not, you can download and read any day. And make up your mind what you're going to do about your family, your kids, your household. Protect your kids. They got to have some joy. So when they get a little older, they can look back and say, I don't know. We had fun growing up. See, I had fun growing up. You say, so when my mom first, I knew about life. When I first found out about life, we lived in an apartment. One little apartment building. They had houses up and down the street, but apartment building on this side of the street, apartment building on that side of the street. And it was houses up and down the street. So we had the little apartment. And we played in the alley. Played hide and seek, kickball, rode our bicycles, played handball. The building across the street was right in the middle of a black neighborhood. There was a building they put across the street for packing meat or something. I don't know what they did. We never could go in there. But at night, when they left, they had something where you could play handball. When they let down that wall they let down, that's the best handball. And we would go there and play handball. It became, the neighborhood played handball there. They had different squads of people play handball there. So we didn't have squash and we didn't have pickleball, whatever. We didn't have tennis over there. Then you played handball. You see, I remember all the fun things. And then two blocks up was the library. You went to, and you had a race every Sunday. Who gonna get the most stars? Who gonna get the number one? Who read the most books? It was Jeanette Amnice and Jordan. I think Regina was in there and somebody else. But Jeanette and I always got, or Amnice, between the three of us, somebody was always number one. Or who read the most books. See, that kind of thing. You keep up with your children. Let them know some joy. These kids knew some joy today. Baby, they like a cheerful kid laughing, enjoying themselves. Don't take that away from them. We know what's going on. You are the adult. You know what's going on. Plan. So when you do have to say, or if you have to say, this is what we're going to do, they have some kind of memory. They can have some memories to rely on. Some memories to keep them going. They got memories to give them a future look. The memories give you a future look. You see, This is what I did that then. Maybe I can do it again. I enjoyed that. Maybe I can enjoy it again. You see, we're in some perilous times, but we're not gonna let our children be in perilous times. If we have peril moments, it's not because we weren't there to grab that child right before it happens, to hug that child and say, "Come over here, baby. No, you come sit right here next to mama. Come sit next to your granny. No, I think you're gonna go to your uncle's house tonight. No, I don't. I think we ought to do something different. Let's go see cousin Susie. Let's go up to Tamisha's house. You know, they don't know they're being directed. They don't know what, because kids are kids. I think about how many times I went to Chicago to see some cousin. If I were not in Chicago, I would be in Michigan. I didn't even know. I went so many different places. You got to go see cousin so-and-so. And I went to Mississippi. I think I told you all this story with my grandmother and her sister, which is my grandmother and her sister. They went to see their other sister. They had a sister in St. Louis, and he had kids. And that kid and my mother, they were first cousins. And that person over there, I want to tell Tyrese, that's still your people. We all your people, but you don't know that. It's all right. I'm just saying, it's so bit, people be cousins. Y'all don't know who y'all's cousins are. That's a whole nother thing. But I remember going to Mississippi as a kid. And I used to say, oh, I love back here on the back of the bus. Look at so much room back here. Where else was I going to sit? My grandma would be so happy. I thought the bathroom was back there. The bathroom was back there. So, was that our bathroom? Could we use that bathroom? Was that the white people's bathroom? I wonder about that. Was that, we had to sit back there by the bathroom that we couldn't use? But we could sit back there? Yeah, I just don't know now. Because I was protected. They had their arms around me. So all I could remember was we went to Mississippi and we sat on the porch and went to the outhouse when you want to use the bathroom. And we ate food, then we came back up. Went to St. Louis, visited everybody. Had to visit everybody everywhere. I remember the fun part of it. The same way Melinda Clark Logan told me that black people took care of their kids. That kids hardly knew it was segregation because they didn't miss anything. I didn't know segregation, integration, none of it. I didn't miss anything. As far as my mother's concerned, my stepfather said we are Americans. And that's how he wanted us to be proud Americans all the time. So, wow. He never had another adjective. You see, we have to do that for our children. And you have to do that for our kids. Take time and do it. You know I love you. And you can't do anything about it. I'm putting all this pink and green. Where is Monique, Dr. Monique, Earl Lewis, and Angela White, and Galen, Joshua, Joshe? You know I know your name, Galen. I just say Galen all the time. What are the rest of those AKs? Beverly Maddox, Beverly Fontaine. Well, y'all, Sheila Brown. What else? Who else can I call before I put these glasses on? Wanda Spivey, Dr. Wanda Spivey. Let me go on and put them on for y'all. I know Dr. Monique Earl Lewis. Y'all like that, don't you? But see, the suit is so nice. I got it from Coco. She don't even remember how long I had it. So I thought I'd go ahead and kind of look like it might be some of these colors. I love you. And you can't do anything about it.